Hey everyone. So today we're going to be talking about solving problems involving independent events. I just want to draw your attention to this definition right here. In the previous couple lessons, what we were talking about is one event or two events. However, the rule for the probability of two independent events can be extended to include three or more other independent events. So in this case here, there are more than two events because we're going to be tossing a dime and a quarter, and then we're going to spin a pointer that has four equal sectors, color blue, green, red, and yellow. What we're going to focus on here is called a tree diagram. You might have covered this last year. We're just going to go over it again. So in the first column, we have all the events when we flip a dime. All right, so we only have two events. We can only have two outcomes of that, either heads or tails. Same thing with the quarter, heads or tails. And then we have the spinner. All right, now the spinner is broken into blue, green, red, or yellow. So there are four possible outcomes there. And then on the tree diagram, you'll notice that it goes, as we go through here for the possible outcomes, we have head, or blue. Then we have head, green, and so forth. And it goes through there. And then it's broken down into the heads and tails. So in total, when we're all said and done, there are four possible outcomes for each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then I would multiply 4 times 4 is going to give me 16, possible outcomes for each one of those events, okay? So down here, there's a question. It says, there are 16 outcomes. One outcome is heads, tails, and red. So that's when we spun the spinner. So the probability of tossing a head on the dime, tossing a tail on the quarter, and the pointer landing on red is 1 out of 16 because this is heads on the dime, tail on the quarter. So we would have to go through here and find, okay, head on the dime, which is all the H, and a tail on the quarter, and landing on red, which is this one right here. So that is 1 in 16 chance, right? So the probability of tossing a head on the dime is a half. The possibility of tossing a tail on the quarter is a half. And the probability of landing on red. And then we could also multiply all those together. So we have a half times a quarter, which is, of course, 1/16. You're only going to be doing one question today, or for this week for that matter. And it's going to be in relation to a tree diagram. Right? I will provide for you a sample or a partially finished tree diagram, and you will have to finish the rest. Right? Take care.